What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we are now in week 3 of this AI model to predict the House of Representatives, how many seats Democrats or Republicans will be able to gain in the 2026 midterms. So I'm going to show you guys this information. We're going to go over it and we'll go in detail. I'll go over everything when it comes to this different formula. AI created this formula and they're giving us a prediction of how many seats we're going to see in 2026. Are we going to see a flip? Are Democrats going to be able to take back the House in 2026? Historically speaking, it should happen, but there are no guarantees. We have a lot of different things that are going on right now. We have redistricting. You're seeing that all over the U.S., and that can have a major impact. And plus, we don't really know. We're looking at the different polls. We don't know. We're looking at the generic overall ballot right now, and you know it's not showing much for the Democrats. It's showing the Democrats might even be in trouble. But when we pull everything together, we're looking at the economy and everything. AI pulls all that information in, and the hope is that it's giving us a more accurate prediction of what's going to happen in 2026. And this is going to be an experiment where we match up this AI model with some of the different pollsters out there, the polling average websites, as well as some of these different predictions that we'll see in the future when it comes to the 2026 midterms. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you watch this video and you find this information informative, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's go ahead. And I always like to do this. Okay, so you guys know, if you guys have watched me already, you know kind of the routine here, but I want to just show you guys what's at stake and where we are. So right now we're looking at, and this is the current situation when it comes to the House, all the different districts, and what we're looking at, Republicans are at 220, Democrats are at 215. You need to win 218 seats in order to take over the House. Okay, so right now Republicans have 220, they're over 218. That's why they have the majority. That's why you have Speaker Johnson. Now, if Democrats are able to net 3 seats, they would now be at 218. If they're at 218, guess what? They take back control of the House. And so that's what it's all about. And that's why the Democrats are going to really have to fight hard to try to take back the House. Now, I want to show you the model here, and we'll go over this, and hopefully this will make sense. If you guys have any questions, if you guys ever have questions, you can send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. At the very end of this video, you'll see that information there. And also at the end of this video, I'll have links, so you can go to those links and you can check out the week 1 and week 2 when it comes to this AI model. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this AI model. So first thing we want to focus on is the generic ballot. Okay, now this is broken up. So let me show you this first. So generic ballot, we have presidential approval, we have the economy, we have special elections, and then we have seats at risk. Okay, and then you get the final number, and then we'll go ahead and show you what that is. And what we'll get at the very end is how many seats the Democrats will be able to gain or the Republicans will be able to gain. That's what we're looking at here. That's what's important. Okay, so looking at the generic ballot, it did change just a little bit. And so now you have Democrats plus 2.7. This is coming from Real Clear Politics. Okay. When it comes to presidential job approval, right now it's staying steady at 43%. So 43% is the approval, which means disapproval is at 47. So more people disapprove of the president's, what the president's doing than approve of what the president's doing. Okay, next category here is the economy. Okay, now looking at the economy, and I want to stop because I want to talk about this for a second. So with the economy, what we're inputting GDP. We're also inputting CPI. So inflation, and then we're inputting unemployment. The problem right now is we're in a government shutdown. And so we're not getting that information. And so I can't update that. The only information that I updated was CPI. And the reason that I could update CPI is because they had to put the information out. They delayed it first, and then they realized they had to put the information out because of the cost of living adjustment for people receiving Social Security benefits. And so they were really forced to do it because they wanted to calculate that to get that information out. However, right now, GDP, we were supposed to get that on October 30th, but guess what? Government shutdown, they didn't put that information out. When it comes to unemployment, the current administration is talking about they might not put out that information on a monthly basis. We might get it every quarter. And so we'll have to see if they continue to put that information out on a monthly basis, but they're not going to put it out right now because we're in a government shutdown. And so this information here is we're going to have to just kind of go with what we have for now. And so when this government shutdown is over, maybe we'll have a clear picture of what's going on with that. There are no guarantees that we're going to get this information. And so that's what I'm saying here. Even when we're past this government shutdown, you might have the current administration saying, no, we're not going to put the information out anymore. That was the talk, because you remember just a few months ago when it came to unemployment, President Trump was really upset about the numbers coming out from unemployment, and then he fired the head of BLS. And so we'll see. We'll have to see what happens with that, but I just wanted to put that out there. So when we're looking at these numbers, yes, we're having GDP still at 3.8%, and CPI did just change, and now it's at 3.0, and then we have unemployment still at 4.3%. Okay, special elections. And when we're looking at special elections, this is something else that I'm going to update it, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, we have special elections, what's being counted, what's not being counted. But right now we have the same number here. Okay, it stays the same, +3. Now, when it comes to seats at risk, this changed a little bit. So Cook Political Report, they have the information when it comes to toss-ups, and that's what I'm looking at. I want to look at how many toss-up seats do Democrats have, and how many toss-up seats do Republicans have? And basically what we're saying is, if Democrats have more seats that are in the toss-up column than Republicans, then Democrats have more seats at risk of, they're more risk of losing those seats compared to Republicans, if that makes sense. So right now, just to give you guys an idea, Democrats have 10 seats that are toss-ups. Republicans have 9 seats that are toss-ups. So Republicans actually they're favored by 1 because they have less toss-up seats, which means they have less risk. That's basically what I'm saying. Now, there are no guarantees. These are toss-up seats. They can go either way. So it doesn't. We don't know how it's going to play out. Even seats that are leaning one way or the other, they could go either way. Even likely seats. Any seat, any politician can lose a seat at any time. Okay, but when we're looking at the toss-ups, we're looking at the different polling. It's showing us these seats are really, really close. And right now, Democrats have more seats up that are close than Republicans. Okay, so final forecast. This is the good stuff. All right, so when we're looking at this, they calculated all these numbers here. This is what we come up with, +2.13. Okay, now the translation here is we have 10 seats for every 1 point. And so once again, we have +2.13. So when you calculate that, we're looking at Democrats +21. Okay, so that's up. That's up a little bit. And let me just show you. And I have this nice little graph. Actually, let's look at this first, and then we'll take a look at the graph. You guys did ask me, can I keep like a running tally every week? And so that's what we're going to do. But week 1, we saw points at +1.06. Week 2, we saw +1.99. And now week 3, we're looking at +2.13. Now, the way that this shows on the screen, we have that first week, we had +11 seats. The second week was +20 seats, and the third week is +21 seats. So you see Democrats, and when we're talking about seats, we're talking about Democratic seats, okay? I don't know if I made that clear, but that's what we're talking about here. So Democrats could gain 21 seats if the election was held today. This is very important. The stuff that we're doing right now, we're basing it on the information that we have today and if people were actually voting today. Now, this will change next week. It's going to change next month. It's going to change a year from now. And so all we're doing is we're taking in the information that we have now, and we're going to see that it will probably go up and down throughout the next year. And then come election time, hopefully we'll have a pretty good idea of where it's going to go. And we'll be able to compare it to the final numbers. And ultimately, we'll be able to see if AI is just as good as some of these different pollsters, these highly rated pollsters, as well as these different websites that predict the elections. Okay, so now that we have all the information, you're seeing +21 seats, so Democrats can gain +21 seats. So that would give them the majority because all they need is 3 seats right now. And even when we're looking at the different redistricting, I have an AI model that talks about redistricting as well. And that's showing us right now about 5 seats. Republicans they'll net about 5 seats as a result of redistricting. So if they net 5 seats, but Democrats are showing that they can win 21 seats. So Democrats will still be able to carry the majority, even with the redistricting and the 3 seats that they also need to net just in order to get to 218. So they'll get to 218. It shouldn't be a problem. And even if you have redistricting, looking at what the information that we have right now, 21 seats Democrats should be able to gain. And I want you to remember, it was a different time, I know, but back in 2018, during Trump's first administration, Democrats were able to win 40 seats. Okay, so just to give you an idea. Now, the generic ballot was showing different. The generic ballot at that time, I think it was like 8.3 or something like that. So it was plus 8.3 for the Democrats. That was the generic ballot. And the generic ballot right now, if you're looking at Real Clear Politics, it's like 2.6 or 2.7. Okay, so there's a difference there. But Democrats were able to gain 40 seats. And so if you're looking at 21 seats and you're saying, wow, that's a lot of seats. 40 seats, that's a lot of seats. 21 seats, that's kind of the norm when it comes to these midterm elections. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.